Welcome to the Geek Savants, a pop-up Secret Wars episode. This is number 5. Is this 5th issue? Jeez. Yep. We're so far, but so close, but so far. I am Super Ugly.
Grant Miller.
All right, and so let's just jump right into this bastard. So this comes on the heels of, at the end of the last issue, the heroes had a mountain dropped on them, and they escaped, and Captain Marvel found them a village, weirdly right at the foot of fucking Galactus's foot, technically. And in that village, they met a healer that Johnny immediately got real pervy with, real pervy. So yeah, and then all of a sudden old big brain Reed looks up at Galactus and is like, oh shit, Galactus is about to do some shit. So that's where we stand.
But at least little old Ben Grimm got his powers back. He changes back.
Jesus, I know, right?
Poor guy.
Yeah. All right, so this is number 5, this cover. It's a Bob Layton cover.
It's Bobby. Bobby's back.
Bobby is back this issue. We're going to have some more Bob talk because there's some Bob stuff going on in this one.
Good Bob stuff.
It's good, bad, the ugly. All right, what do you? I like this cover.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. It's got good composition. I like the silhouettes around the edges.
Yeah, I love the Doc Ock arm around Spider-Man and the chain around Iron Man.
Yeah, which is, in hindsight, maybe not the best choice, but you know,
right?
It's is what it is.
Armor. And also, by the way, that chain is like what, 10, 15 feet long by the length. Like, it's wrapped completely around him 3 times. By the way. Now, the thing about this cover is that I kind of hate the Wolverine on this cover, though.
Definitely not the best Wolvie. He's got a lot of weird foreshortening that nobody else has going on.
Right. And he's got the pig stickers.
Yep.
So, you know, I don't love this cover. Is very in the middle for me. I do think it has some of the, it's better than the worst, but definitely not the best. You know, it's got a couple, like you said, the silhouettes with the stuff, forefront stuff with Spidey, Cap, Reed, and Iron Man are really great. I don't love the X-Men on the cover, but I think the rest of it is like really good.
I love how in the middle there it says the X-Men strike back, but they have to add that little "at last" thing because
at last
they haven't been doing jack crap.
I know, right? They've been sitting around. We'll see their jack crap in this issue.
Yeah.
All right. So this is our first page. You know, Reed, where do you want to start with this one? I mean, really, like, as soon as this is the first panel, like first page, and I have to say, like, really bad Bob Layton art on this page.
I don't mind it so much. The Hulk is just one of the worst ever.
I honestly, like, have to say, blown up. Like, it definitely jumps out at me. Like, I'm really focused when I was reading it on Reed's face and a little bit of Cap, but now that I'm blown up looking at that Hulk face, that's atrocious.
The Mr. Fantastic and Cap are not the best, but I can appreciate the tone going on. Wow.
I know. Hang on. Shut up. Put it. Come here. Bad dog.
Again, though. We've got fucking Captain Marvel and Iron Man hanging out.
Oh, shit. I didn't even notice that. Near the green guy, too. This is totally, let's lump them all together.
It's, you know, are they just trying to foreshadow, or, like, where's their head at with this? It's a little heavy-handed, I feel.
How come they never, they've never hooked up. I don't know if they ever have. That's something I'm not up on, but Rhodey and Captain Marvel. Who knew? All right. So, you know, Reed is like, I should have suspected this. And we're all like, yeah, no shit, Reed. You should have fucking suspected this. So this is Galactus's home. Hulk says it is 1,000,000 miles away. I don't know why he threw that statement out. I mean, I get what he's saying, but I mean, he says it's 1,000,000 miles away. He summoned it from the far side of the universe. I like that. I believe that's Thing saying this, that it's maybe a present for the Beyonder. I don't.
Yeah, I can see. I think it's definitely a thing to say.
You know what? I see the word bubble. I think that's supposed to be Rhodey. That's Rhodey saying that. Boy, he threw in the sun. Hey, day for our health, son.
I like the second panel. I like because it's got the shadow of the battle world cast on, so you really get a good scale of things.
Right.
Have we ever seen Galactus's home before? Is this,
maybe I'm not up on some of those older issues in terms of like what fully happened in them, and I've never seen it, nor do I remember this ever showing up ever again like this.
Yeah,
this weird Mobius like strip looking ship that he has.
It's totally Mobius.
I know, like I never, it's fine. I don't know if I ever noticed that till just now, but it is a total Mobius. That is so funny.
I love it.
It's cool. I like that he like summons his ship. I guess that, but then again, I'm always like, does he doesn't have to do that. I guess he has to get the parts to build his machines. Okay. Yeah. I'm like, he doesn't normally bring his full ship with him though.
Yeah. I think usually he'll just beam down like the machine that he uses.
Okay. That makes sense. All right, it's big as our whole solar system. Zsaji, we don't know her now. I don't want to spoil anything, but she's dropping her like scratches here. And this is the beginning of Johnny Storm, aka Johnny Creepo, Johnny Lech. Like he is just like, I don't know what
over her.
He's all over. And I guess, we've done ecstasy. That's how you roll, man. You do the ecstasy. And then all of a sudden, the next day, you think you're in love with the person. You're like, "I love you so much," and they're like, "We just met."
He goes a little nuts in this issue.
Like he's just like the way he grabs her in this second panel is just like
he's shaking her. Like, come on, snap out of it.
You remember an Airplane when they're all lined up to slap that woman in the face? Like I feel like that's what he's shaking her. Like, you're gonna need to calm down, and just smacks her in the face. The
standout here is fucking.
Look at that ugly. Way to go, Bob. Put that dude right in the front. Like, just draw that right in the front.
It's
like everybody in the back is kind of like, what's going on? And he is literally like a statue just staring up at it.
Like, even Spidey kind of looks like maybe he's perplexed, but Thor just looks like he's staring 1,000-yard stare into nothingness.
He's like, did I leave my oven on? I am not 100% sure. All right, this whole scene in here is crazy. He's like, look at him like holding her with his eyes closed. Meanwhile, she is like, I don't know what's going on. Like I am an alien that doesn't
on me.
Yes, he is grinding on her right now.
He totally is. And he sure doesn't dig your lingo.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, hey, you want to go inside your place here? Okay, I mean, this is a kind of a weird time to do this, but okay. So, like, the subtext here, like, oh, okay, but it's a parlor, time to duck into the parlor for some R&R, when you know what they mean.
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, you're going to fix us both a drink? And then they have to drop in well, make it a Pepsi. And make mine a double, because rather than be like, I'll take a Henny dog.
Yeah, and he says, I could use a good stiff belt about now. Like,
who talks like this?
Who considers Pepsi a stiff belt?
Who considers Pepsi? The end. Yeah. So so they go in here and get fucking high on peyote.
Vapors.
I just watched the second episode of The Boys season 2 where the Deep drinks some tea and ends up talking to his gills. That's what I feel like this is. It's like Johnny's about to start talking to his gills.
I gotta say,
yes,
but Bobby Boy, he does good job with the ladies. I think he enjoys drawing the ladies.
I think he actually does a good job with most everything except for dudes' faces. Like dudes' faces, he's so stiff with them, dude. They're so like
And inconsistent.
Very inconsistent. Very like the jaws are all super jawy. They're way too big. All right, so he's like, "Oh, the hookah, let's do this." I mean, honestly, dude, there is like a fucking like Galactus ship outside, and this dude just like took off for a second to go fucking smoke some weed or something.
Yep.
I feel my mind opening up like a book, and then like so they go through this. Like, I thought this was kind of weird, but they like totally did a recap for like
of everything.
Yes, I thought that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of unnecessary.
Totally unnecessary. I mean, it was funny, but it was also like, this is so weird that they're doing this. But we glean one piece of info here. Her name is Zsaji.
Zsaji.
And he is a Johnny. A Zsaji.
That's so racist.
Zsaji. Yeah, so then they make out. I'm assuming they just go to Plowtown after this. It's like they just got high. They got fucking way high.
They're way high.
Yeah. So then we cut over to
poor Colossus.
Poor lonely heart Colossus. Just, I really hope that my little kitty is safe. I hope that you miss me like I miss you. And in a few years, when you're in a few years, you're legal.
Yeah,
we're gonna go to Bone Town. I want to tell you that yes, I know you're 12 right now. But
I love he's hugging his little Katya pillow.
Dude,
he's about to fight it and grind on it.
Dude, it is like this. I guarantee you. So there was a time when I was back in my brother's room, which is all the way in the back of the house. I had my door shut to my room, not my brother's room, my room. The goal is that I would be on my recliner back there watching Married with Children, pleasuring myself to Christina Applegate, of course, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like in high school at this time. And I'm thinking, well, my mom is handicapped, so I can hear her coming.
Oh, no.
She's got a shuffle. She's got a little miss. She makes noise.
It's a good,
popped in on me.
Like a ninja?
And I swear to God, it is this third panel. Like, that is basically a recreation of like my mom coming through the door and what I looked like.
God, come at once.
Luckily, I wasn't full Grant and like ass naked with a towel under my butt or anything like that. But oh geez. So yeah, he is over here straight. I mean, this is, if we're talking like the subtext of the Human Torch scene, my subtext on this is that he is straight grinding on that bed right now, humping away. He
is so inappropriately pining.
Oh,
for his little Katya.
His little Katya. So then Professor X gives everyone a really big shout. And what is so funny about this last panel is that they make it seem as if like his shout is so loud in their mind that it knocked everyone off of their sofas or chairs and they fell.
And you know what? I get that, but
yeah.
Where he's talking to Magneto and he says how quickly they respond, Xavier, you have trained them well. And then dickhole professors, they're slower than I am content with, Magneto.
Yeah, the BTW fucking Nightcrawler literally teleported there. How much faster do you want him to come, for God's sake?
And there's a couple instances in this issue where Prof is just a beehole.
Yeah, he's a bit of a dick. I mean, shout out to some of these dudes. Like, what is Cyclops is all the way up on this top green beam thing for some reason, and like Colossus is like, where are all you guys? Like, what are you doing?
Spread out everywhere.
Yeah, guys, I'm on floor 35. Where are you guys?
Exactly.
Okay, so then they realize what's going on, that Galactus, because apparently Prof X just read Reed Richards' mind and was like, yeah, it's this is Galactus's house.
So
yeah,
I love that panel, by the way. That's
you do? Oh, okay.
Probably my favorite.
You have it as your background, so I'm believing that is your favorite. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I like the it's sort of like the Death Star coming in. It's like this huge, massive thing that takes up the whole window of that thing,
And I love just how he does that red foreground, and just we're gonna make all the characters yellow. So but it works.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, Now this page is interesting. What did you find fun about this page? There's so funny on this.
I know. Mostly it was just how Magneto is, taking control, which they're not gonna like.
Yeah.
And then Professor X is like, you gotta listen to him. I'm the leader.
And then, like, of course, we've got the, like, I'm Storm, I'm the leader, and, like, Cyclops being like, did I mention that I left my wife and child back at my house, or whatever, like.
Right.
But look at, like, the way Cyclops is standing in that fourth panel. It's so terrible.
I know. They've got the Nightcrawler in a nice battle pose. And
yeah. I love that, like, Wolverine is just standing there with his claws just out. So
yeah.
what's he doing? Like, why do you have those out right now?
That's a great Professor X though. At the bottom.
I do like that face. Yeah, that face is really good. And I like actually the Magneto face is really good too. The foreground of that panel is good.
The top middle Magneto is not so bueno.
Yeah, but this page on a whole is not the worst page. I'm okay with this page.
Yeah.
This is a good series right here. So now we've established that Volcana and or Marcia and Owen, Molecule Man, are now kind of like hitting it off. As Owen may be into some thicker chicks, is what we're saying.
I love here how Owen's hanging on her like he's the chick.
Right. Yes.
That's so funny.
I do They do say that this is good because, like, Absorbing Man is telling you where he gets his chain from, his ball from in this panel, which I thought is interesting. Yeah. And then just as, like, a weird thing on the side, Thunderball says, mine's a wrecking ball. What the fuck? Okay. Thanks for telling me. I got that.
I love how they're comparing notes on their...
I know.
Weapons.
Mine's a wrecking ball. Oh yeah, mine's a wrecking ball too.
Yeah.
And then so Owen is talking about how he was a total pussy back in the day, and then of course,
driver's got to be a super dick.
Yeah, and they're coming over. They're gonna like totally be assholes to these guys, and of course, like Volcana's gonna like whoop their ass.
Yeah.
And then so they're like, first off, they called them Milksop and his cow. Okay, Romeo and Guernsey, and then he even moos. That doesn't get him.
No,
what gets him is when he calls them Ms. Nerd and Mr. Nerd.
Yeah,
and that fucking he gets set off. I know, that's how I am. When somebody calls me a nerd, I fucking lose it.
I love that Molecule Man right there.
This is, to me, until maybe the end when he gets more involved. This might be the best Molecule Man in terms of, like, they really explain a lot of what he can do here.
Yeah.
They really show you, like, what it is he can, like, do and how powerful he can be. And it's really cool. I actually like these pages for him.
This whole, the previous page and this page, this whole interaction to me is very John Hughes. Like, I could see this in like a John Hughes movie. Like, just the way the characters are, I love it. And like on the that third panel when the wrecking crew is kind of
right, they realize that you shouldn't mess with Molecule Man.
No, like they know better.
Yeah, they do. They totally turn their back on this dude.
And then Volcano curb stomps him, dude, when he's down.
I know, she totally curb stomped him.
He can't breathe.
I do want to say, can you see this on your computer? Can you see how weird she looks in this panel? I just noticed. Yeah. Look at this one too. She looks like way too skinny in this panel.
He likes the curvy ladies.
But she's like a little thicky. Like, she's a little chonker more,
No, she is. But Bobby likes what he likes.
This one looks like she's like not human. She's got she has no waist. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he's rushing or...
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so they curb stomp this dude. It's really interesting. So then, like, Molecule Man, like, basically, like, threatens them. And then this is really cool. He, like, makes a chariot out of solidified air molecules. Which I know was interesting. I mean...
I was like, a chariot? Like...
Why couldn't he take like the flowers or the ground and turn that into something? You know, like it's like, why not use material that's there? They just had him do it out of air. That means he pretty much is omnipotent. That's what I feel like. It's like if they say that he could just create anything, well, then what is the fucking point?
Right. And it was like it wasn't like Magneto, which we saw, you know, a few issues ago, where he's like concentrating all his might to make a fucking comb. This dude makes like a snap of his fingers.
And, you know, what does he make? Flying chariot. Why not?
Why not?
I mean, some people would make a ship or like a car or like a jet. I mean, these dudes like, why not a flying chariot?
Okie doke.
Let's see here. So what's funny about it is after this is, did you put that? You didn't. The wrecking crew cannot get this dude pile driver out of his suit.
Yeah.
Like,
they're trying to save his life.
Right. And even like the wrecker with his crowbar cannot like pry him out of the suit. So I'm wondering like what fucking metal did this fucking dude turn his suit into, by the way?
I know. But they do eventually.
Yeah, they do get him. And he does fix his suit apparently, so we're all good. Yeah. He didn't just walk around with a ripped open metal suit for the rest of the issue. So Doom, of course, as Doom is wont to do, knows everything and knew that Galactus's house would arrive. And so he is basically like, hey, everybody be ready to fight. And I got my own secret plan. I'm not going to let you know, but, you know, I love that he's like, fail me and you shall be utterly destroyed.
That third panel where he's just such a fucking tool.
He's so Doom.
He's so Doom.
He's just like, look, fuck boys. You're going to fight for me whenever I say, be ready. Also, if you fail, I will kill you. So I'm fucking Dr. Doom.
I know.
And then fucking Enchantress. I do like this first panel.
Oh, yeah. I like the whole page.
Yeah, this whole page is really good. His little circular like control booth thing that he's got is really cool. But yeah, and then Enchantress shows up, and Enchantress does what Enchantress do. She be trying to work them titties out, man. Look at them things.
I know.
She's like, look, I'm a god, and I'm going to let you know something, that I don't want to die because I like not dying and being a god. So what say you and we get out of here, and I'm going to fix your face. And
first, she just says she offers the love of a goddess for the rest of your life, and he says, "I would not."
Yeah, right. And Doom's like, "Please, I don't give a fuck about that."
Yeah, it's like he's got his own little, you know, penis pump suit.
Dude,
going
come on.
He doesn't need.
Doom is like the king of Latveria. He don't fucking need. He can get Latverian chicks anytime he wants to. What does he need Enchantress for?
Yeah, but then she goes for the soft spot that we all know. Doom's got his weakness is his jacked up face.
He pushes her off after this, though. He doesn't fall for it. Yeah. He does for a slight sec. What's going on with his mouth? What is his mouth doing in this one? Has he got a checkerboard in his mouth? Like, why does he have 3 rows of teeth?
Doom's always had that weird grid grill going on. And I love it. I love the design, but it's like, how practical is it, really?
That's a weird.
Drink through straws? I mean, how does that work?
I don't seem to remember him having all these checkerboard marks. I thought it was just like, it looked like teeth, but I don't know. Oh my God, this dog. What is he barking at? Who knows? All right, so then Doom pushes Enchantress off and is like, look, boo, get away. We don't need to deal with you. All right, so now after Doom like sends Enchantress away, we cut back to the X-Men, and like they are attempting to mentally probe Galactus.
So you did some research about Magneto's.
I did, and okay, so back in the day, I'm assuming this is probably 60s type, 70s type stuff. He apparently was able to astral project.
What?
I know. But then this has been retconned out of existence. So the only other thing I could find besides that under his like Marvel wiki is that, of course, he's always trained himself to be able to fight off telepathic stuff. So I have no idea what they're talking about when they're talking about his latent mental powers.
And so what I remember is there's been issues of comics here and there where he's got weird other powers. Like, I don't remember the astral projection, but I do remember somewhere where he like could telepathically talk to somebody or do something like that. So I think he's got some weak ass telepathy.
See, I don't know what is going on with that, but because I don't know. I've never really I do remember them giving him like a numerous weird power sets, like back in the day, those early Brotherhood of Evil Mutant books and stuff. He would have he'd be able to do all kinds of shit. They do have him in his powers, like being like, he could shoot like bolts out of his hand and shit like that, which is crazy. I hardly ever see that stuff. You know what I did find funny about Magneto is that they claim that he is like as powerful as almost the Phoenix.
What?
Well, they just claim that in that wiki, that Marvel wiki, they were like, he's so powerful that like he's definitely one of the most powerful beings like on the earth or something like that.
You know, they've always said he's, you know, way up there.
Omega, they say Omega level, I think is what they call those. Like him, Professor X, they're Omega level mutants. Apocalypse.
Right.
Right. So, I mean, I get it, but it's like they say like, oh, well, remember he did the thing with the bullet in Astonishing X-Men with Kitty trapped in the bullet. He pulled that bullet back and it was like light years away.
Yeah.
So, and I guess recently, I don't remember seeing it, but recently he held a Celestial's head together after it exploded. So that's like pretty massive. Okay, so then all these heroes are down here talking about still what's going on, and they're like, and Johnny back out from the vape hut. You know, he's back from his peyote trip.
You got the munchies.
Yeah, guys, he's going to eat this. Oh. So Reed comes up with the idea that I once saved his life, so I alone have a chance of communicating with him.
What if a listener wants to peep that out? What issue is that?
Oh, well, let me tell you, because it tells me down in the bottom, Fantastic Four 244.
Nice.
So if you want to go research that, it's in that issue, which I fucking love when they used to do that in comic books.
I know.
It was the best. All right, let's see here. Oh, beep, boop. Reed straight up stretches up to Galactus and is like, Galactus!
He cannot stretch like that.
I know, Galactus!
That's a great Galactus, though.
It's a good one. And I will say, like, why not make yourself like super wide?
Totally.
Like, why not make yourself into like a sail or something? He'd at least be able to see that. Like, you're making yourself thinner. There's no way he's going to be able to see. And how is he like this big when it comes to Galactus anyway? Like, this feels like he's a little over big.
Well, so I was thinking that too, but I kind of take it as like where the camera is. He's closer to us, but still. If you're going to do all that, why not like grab onto his big old finger or, you know?
Yeah. Wrap yourself around him. Maybe he doesn't want to get like blown to smithereens.
Right.
So then, you know, Prof X and them are still trying to get in there, and we are gnats to Galactus. We're like gnats to Galactus. And of course, Magneto is no insect. So he shoots. He gives him a lot of the extra blast of latent mutant power, mental powers, apparently. I don't know what's going on. So Magneto sends a surge to Galactus. Here is something I don't love. The flesh under the eye socket part of the helmet.
What do you mean?
Normally, now if you look down here at panel 4, where he gets blasted, where Reed gets blasted away, look at Galactus's eyes.
The dark eyes.
Just black. Right. Under those slits, it is like black with the white line. When you add the flesh around it, it's totally weird. From 3 straight panels, he changes how much flesh is exposed in these eye holes.
Okay, so my defense of this is 9 times or more out of 10, when we see Galactus, we're looking up at him.
Oh, stop.
We're straight on.
Don't defend him.
Very rarely are we looking down at that angle. So I'm going to give the Laymaster a pass on this one.
Yeah.
It does look a little goofy, but you know what? Who knows how it's supposed to look?
So they like send this blast and apparently causes Galactus to notice. So he blasts their base and then just zaps Reed for like as just a total dick move. It's just like, yeah.
He didn't totally destroy him.
That's true. He didn't destroy him, so that's nice. So then he comes down. Yeah, he comes smashing down to the ground. Oh, and then so then they're like, well, now that he's noticed us, he's gonna like,
we're in big trouble.
Yeah, he's got toys that he can send to us, and we're in trouble. So then he sends out this. This is a crazy little like dude that they've never shown ever again.
No, he kind of reminds me of the Destroyer.
Yes.
A little bit.
But the Destroyer got it on with Ultron, and this is their baby.
Yeah, and
maybe the super adaptoid was in there with a little extra bit or something. I don't know, but it definitely has
very cool design.
So yeah, they it definitely had a Destroyer vibe because of how strong it was. It just like takes out like a couple. I love that it shoots paralyzing goop on them. Goop. They never showed. Oh, there they are down at the bottom in the goop. Honestly, I didn't notice that. Okay. I was like, I wanted to see him in the goop.
I remember reading this when it first came out, and I loved those bottom 2 panels.
Yeah.
Where Cap just perfectly throws his shield into his eye hole. I love it. And then
I do too. It is funny that Thing brings up wrestling.
Yep.
Isn't that weird? Like, it's because that whole second Thing book that comes out after this is like all about wrestling and shit.
They knew where it was going.
It's funny. I don't know what the Thing is doing back there, like where his leverage is coming from in this hold, but I like it. Yeah, I like the bottom 2 panels. Because the Cap shield thing is the best.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like anytime he does that where he wedges his shield into things, I always love it.
I know.
Good shot, Cap. He's like, I know. I do this thing for a living. Okay, have you seen me throw this thing? Johnny goes supernova down his throat, and that explodes. And what's crazy, I forgot about all this.
Yeah.
But like all of a sudden, like I do have to mention that the Thing says he eats too many sardine sandwiches.
Here's my beef.
I love it.
They're battling a construct that is something that came directly from Galactus. It's got to be like a very formidable fucking thing. Okay?
He sends it down to like planets to like clear them out and shit like that.
Only a few of these guys effectively do anything. Cap and Thing and then Johnny. That's it.
Yeah.
No one else really did anything to this, but those 3 dudes take out this fucking Galactus Herald like it's nothing. But they have so much trouble with the Doom people.
You think that the Galactus robot would maybe be okay with just one eye. I mean, but apparently that one eye just really took him down. And then he had like an arm bar on him. It was like, that was it. That's it. I lit up that goop inside of him there, and he's gone. So this was crazy to me because I did forget about this, but like all of a sudden right away, and this is the cover obviously, but like here comes the bad guys attacking them right now.
Did they ever come out with a walker toy?
No, and they used it like, dude, they used it like
a few times.
It's been in almost every issue.
How fucking amazing.
I know.
Oh my God. That thing would be awesome.
I do like Octopus in this. He's good. Like, I know that he doesn't really end up doing much in the end, but like, I have to say he's involved in a lot of attacks.
He's very cocksure.
Do you think that he would be like that? It's kind of funny because as a guy, as a person, as a Spider-Man villain, he's just kind of a lumpy dude. He's not like a fighter. He's not like, I'm a fighter. He's just a lumpy dude that has these arms. But in this book, he is so aggressive in this book. And I mean, in Secret Wars in general, he's very aggressive.
He's a smart dude, but he's lumpy.
He loves to fight. So these guys attack, and honestly, they're still on the ropes from the mountain being dropped on them, and they
a lot of stuff just happened to them.
Yeah, they get their asses handed to them.
I like that top panel.
Is Ultron there? He's there. Oh yeah, he is there, isn't he? Yeah, because Ultron's energy rays intersects with Volcana's thermal blast. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Looks like we're a devastating combination, Ulti. If you had just met a killer robot, would you call it by a pet nickname?
I might not.
Yeah, I don't think so. And then here's that panel, and the bottom panel is kind of the cover. I'm assuming they drew the cover after the issue was drawn. Would you say that's probably true? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, here come the X-Men gently walking in. Apparently, they're not sauntering. They're just sauntering on in.
That top panel is just so weak. It for what is the pivotal moment of the book.
Right.
He just I don't know what Bob's doing. He had a rough night before. The rest of the page is phenomenal. I love the Rogue.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
On the bottom? Yeah, I really like that on the bottom. I really like that stuff. The second panel is good. I like it. I mean, it's still not, incredible. Why doesn't Magneto just take all these dudes out?
I was just going to say that. He could take care of all of them. Super easy.
Really? I'm just looking at this.
For that matter.
Right. And I'm looking at this and I'm just well, first off, there's 4 dudes with metal all on them. Dr. Octopus, Ultron, the Wrecking Crew, they all have metal on them.
Yeah.
What is that dude's name again? Magneto? I thought that was what he was all about.
I know.
So weird. Yeah, but this is a good panel. I mean, of course, like you said, we won't discuss Absorbing Man's monkey face.
That Wolverine's good. I like that.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad. I like it. And then I know you picked this because they're this one's crazy. He's a berserker.
Yeah, they're keeping him from his 13-year-old Katya.
Don't keep me from my Katya. I love that all of a sudden Pile Driver has Hank McCoy's hands for some reason. Why?
And he's twice the size. He looks like Giant Man.
He is so big.
Maybe Bob thought that was supposed to be Giant Man and got confused.
Wow. That dude looks ginormous compared to Colossus.
He's behind Colossus.
Behind him. Right. And his foot is bigger than Colossus's foot.
And it's not
the best.
No.
Okay. And Storm comes in, does her thing. I like that. That's a good panel. The Baroom.
Okay. I gotta say that Galactus is freaking me out. That doesn't work.
Right. This is what I'm saying. Are you talking about the one with the eye holes that are all flesh? Yes.
I never noticed that before, but now that's all I can see.
I know. That's what made me notice it, is that I was like, why are his eye holes so big on this one? It's like Captain America eye holes or something.
Yes, exactly.
And you agree with me that normally it's much more just his eyeballs.
Yeah, it's just dark with the little upside down U's.
I like this Hulk right here. Does it look like Bob Layton drew that? I mean, it kind of looks not like his drawing, actually. It looks pretty good. I wonder if Magnola did that, because Magnola was working as a bullpen inker on this book.
Look at Thor
and Hulk.
Now, his hair is totally different than any other Layton. Because if you go back and look, Layton's got the inking of it is very different.
It's all strands. He shows the strands.
It's very brush, thick thin brush, and this is very just line work.
And if I looked at that Hulk, and I remember definitely, I read all those Hulks that Magnola did, and if I look at that Hulk, his chest pecs inking looks a lot like Magnola.
And look at the cap. Bob has not drawn a cap that good.
Right.
And it's a weird position and stuff. And look at Storm. It looks different than other stuff in the issue.
Okay, I guess if you're going to say that, look at Absorbing Man. Like, he looks different. His look is I'm only going to 100% agree that Mignola did the forefront stuff. The back stuff, although the mountain looks like it's inked by him.
Yeah.
This is crazy. I've never noticed this before. Huh?
Can we like Instagram him and
well, when it comes to this, and we'll get to this in issue 12, where the biggest egregious version of this is, but it's like, what I heard is that we already talked about the last issue. The deadlines were not being met. Bob was faster. He was filling in for Zek, but at the same time, they had to keep pulling in, like, the list of inkers that they pulled in is like nowadays considered some of the greatest artists.
Wow.
They pulled in Art Adams. They pulled in Mike Mignola. They like pulled in these, like Mike Golden, I think, came in and like did some.
But they didn't just ink. They also drew.
Well, I mean, I imagine that whoever gave them a page that had some real loosey-goosey shit that was like, put monster here kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about that when we get to 12, because 12 has the greatest page of all. Like, there is just like the most non-Mike Zeck looking page in that thing. It's so great. All right, so
I need to research that Mignola panel.
This one.
You've got me sold.
It is. I mean, there's no way it's not, like,
I know,
because we've looked at this enough to know, like, if you just even look at the Galactus panel where he's looking up at whatever, it's like that inking is not the same.
No.
You could tell that the inking in that top panel is definitely different. The explosion is actually like the fire under storm is kind of different too.
It's totally different.
Very interesting. Even Spidey's like neck and head looks different.
I never noticed this. I'm so glad that you pointed that out.
I know. I just look. It was the side, because we pointed out how bad his Hulk was, but when I look at this Hulk, I'm like, this is actually a good Hulk. All right, so Galactus gets distracted for 2 seconds, and there's your boy. There's your boy Doomney.
He's been waiting patiently.
He is just sitting there, and then all of a sudden, at tachyon speed, that's fast.
I love
Doom's tachyon speed. Way faster than ludicrous speed. Doom's jump ship spans 20 to... When these guys wrote this stuff, did they write it and then do the coke right on top of the words, or did they wait for top? 22 million miles in one heartbeat.
I love it.
Guys. I don't know what we're talking about here. But
a lot of coke.
They're like, well, we went with the power of 100,000 hurricanes in that one issue. What if we just said 22 million miles? And people will just believe it, because John and Grant are fucking 9 years old when this comes out.
Right.
This part's great. Colossus gets ribbed.
The best is my boy Colossus, or Cyclops. Cyclops has always been my favorite X-Man. And this just... It just shows he is the baddest ass of them all.
Why doesn't he do this more?
I know.
It like took them all out with like one blast.
Yeah.
So this is, they're getting their butts whooped. Dr. Octopus apparently found new glasses on this bottom first panel. Somehow just in the heat of battle, he was like, let me put on my different glasses.
And his Oakley's in his back pocket.
Yeah.
Swap them out.
He's got his Oakley blades. And then also, like, I don't know if this is like good or bad, whatever, but like Enchantress just straight up is like, peace, we're out of here.
At least Pile Driver shrunk a little bit. He's not big, but
they straight up bounce on Colossus.
They leave Colossus's ass there.
I thought that was a little weird, especially when you have a dude that can teleport. I think that's a little weird.
I know. Come on,
I will say they go, that's crazy. Why would you do that? And then, Professor X does explain why. But so this, I'm so glad you picked this page. There's so much going on. You gotta do
some voice work.
There's so much going on in this page.
There really is.
Johnny. He said, I bet you saying you were worried, Zsaji, baby. Me too, babe. And then, Iron Man is like, hey, have your girlfriend. And he's like, I'll try, but who knows if she can help a mutant? I mean, they're not exactly normal humans. He's a whole different species.
What a turd.
I know, what a turd, right? And then this guy, let me get this straight. A guy who could burst into flames has doubts that his broad from planet Mongo can help this mutant do. Thank God he ain't black, huh?
They went a little heavy.
Knock it off, Shellhead. You know that I'm not racist. I have black friends. Come on, I'm not racist. I love black people. And then Colossus sends her away. He does not want to be touched by this chick.
Iron Man got all Dolomite.
Yeah.
Right there.
Well, in the third panel there?
Yeah.
Hey, chill out, Jack. She just trying to flip you on the slam dam, man. Come on. And then now you done gone lost your place in line. You happy?
Oh my goodness.
Then Spidey's over here again. How come Spidey doesn't fall in love with her? All right, so then right in the middle of everything, Johnny just straight up kisses her. And of course, in alien civilizations, I don't know if you knew this, they raise their leg when they get kissed.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's a typical reaction. And she's gorgeous too. Not a bad package, Torch. And immediately, Colossus is like, yeah, Colossus, she is kind of pretty, actually.
He is like a 16-year-old high schooler.
Seriously.
With a lady.
He oh, gotcha. Hey, she is pretty. I don't know. This alien chick is and her name is Zsaji. That's kind of 2 syllables, like Katya. So he is literally right there, one step away from writing his name and her name together in a book, with heart. Oh yeah, totally. And also, second panel, still got that leg up. She is still rocking the leg. So then she goes over and she gives him the juice. The
good stuff.
Ooh. That feels good. Oh, thank you.
Zsaji's kind of a hoe bag.
I know. She's all over it. But alien civilizations, they don't follow the same puritanical rules that we do for love,
True. They're more European.
They're very European. All right, then we cut to our man Doom. He's wandering around in this weird. Every interior of these buildings and ships is just so freaking weird. It's always so designed as if it's just this incredibly huge, spacious thing.
Yeah. Well, it's the size of a solar system.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I entered this place as a sub-existent hyper energy in a vessel whose technology is undreamt of by my mind. Wow, he is tripping out about being in this place.
He has such a tech boner right now.
I know.
In his armor, we don't even know.
Nor can even his magnificent mind fully grasp the unimaginable concepts to which his surroundings attest. By the way, there's a guy that just got transported to a whole nother planet and has been seeing things he's never seen before. And yet this is apparently blowing his mind.
Doom is on a whole nother level in this whole series.
He really is. Okay, now there you go. His mouth at the bottom. That is right. Okay, that's better. It's like a chain link.
It's kind of, it's a weird grill.
The first one looked a little too spaced, but it looks more like a chain in the bottom one there. I like that better.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doom is again, if you didn't know Doom before you read this series, he really is the best.
He's the most doomiest of all time. And
this honestly sets him up for the rest of my reading life of being anytime he goes I'm going to do some crazy shit. I'm I watched him beat the Beyonders, so I don't think that's so crazy.
He sets a bar in this that he can only be topped, or I would say topped, by the next Secret Wars series.
Yeah, what's that one he just did where, Secret Wars, where he becomes... Yeah, it's that is literally the only other time that I'm that's about level with what he does in this book.
It makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, he's a badass. I love this dude. He's always the best. I really wish they could nail this guy in the movies.
I know.
Because seriously, if you nail this guy, you've got one of the best villains, around. Well, that's it, Grant. We finished issue 5. Overall, not a great issue. Not bad, actually. Better.
I thoroughly enjoy every issue. I savor them.
Right.
But this one I really liked. everything that happened, the John Hughes moments in it, and the good battles and stuff. It was a strong issue for me.
Yeah, there is some good stuff in this. The introduction of Zsaji, the Johnny and Colossus thing going on, Doom ending up in the ship. There was a lot of fun stuff in there. Like watching Colossus get worked over by a crowbar was also pretty good too.
And we had a lot of Galactus in there, and I love
Galactus. Yeah. And well, Doom comes upon something at the end of this that we are not going to spoil, but it's one of Grant's favorite things in the universe. I believe next issue we get back to Mike Zeck.
Do we? Because I sent you the cover. Do you have that?
Oh, is it? Which cover is it? This is 5, so 6 would be the pink one? No.
It's the villain version of the first issue.
Oh, okay. I think it is Zeck. I think Layton just did the cover. Maybe I'm wrong. I won't spoil it. I'll wait till our next issue.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good issue. I do like that issue.
So in this issue, who's the winner?
Ooh, I'm going to have to go with my dude, Galactus.
Doesn't Galactus almost always win, though?
No. He got snuffed out by the Beyonder a little bit. But, I mean, really, especially in this issue, they just basically like showed that, you know, once he sets his mind to something, there's not much that he can be stopped from, you know. He wrecks him with his little robot. He blasts him with blasts. It's like he's just all over this issue.
I got to go with Molecule Man.
I like it, but he's only in 2 pages.
True.
He's not even in the final battle.
It was like he got some balls though, finally.
I like his storyline in this issue, but as a winner, he dropped a mountain on somebody the last issue, even though I don't think we picked him as the winner of the last issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. I think he has another issue coming up where he's a little more of a stud. But yeah, he was really good in this. And then, do you have anybody else you think could fall into this category? I don't know. Not really anybody else. I don't.
Maybe Thing. Thing took charge.
Maybe Professor X and his big screaming. I don't know. All right. Well, if you like to get a hold of us, just like, subscribe, and comment. Nobody ever does, so I don't know why I say it. And if you guys want to talk to us about Secret Wars and how you guys are doing reading along with us, just leave us a message on our Facebook, comment on our Facebook, all that kind of stuff. And we'll be back with a regular episode next week. Thank you for joining us.
Bye, everybody.
I gotta escape. Oh, let's see here. I don't want to do that. All right. Bye, everybody. I'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right, man.
Bye.
Bye.